Okay, so before I continue the early edition series, I just feel led to say this. If you're a sun in Pisces, also Pisces North Node, Pisces rising, Scorpio rising, um, sun in Cancer, I feel like if you belong to any water element, okay, any water frequency, sun rising North Node, okay, but I'm getting specifically sun in Cancer, specifically sun in Pisces North Node, Pisces rising, Scorpio rising, Scorpio North Node. Wait, specifically sun in Pisces, sun in Cancer. My mind is far away, though my body is here still speaking to you. I think I'm getting downloads. Okay, Pisces rising, Scorpio rising, Cancer North Node, Pisces North Node, year of the rabbit, and year of the pig. If you feel also moon in Aqua and moon in Gemini, if you feel sad, okay? Also Jupiter in Cancer and Jupiter in Scorpio. If you feel sad, okay, cry. Cry. I don't know why we're so afraid to cry. Experiences they're like badges of honor. When you're experienced at something, that means you felt it, you've been through it, and so you got a few tricks or two that you can use to cope through a similar or same scenario. Will not be same, but similar, okay? Unless that's like you going back into time, okay? But a similar situation. And okay, bad things happen. I feel like this is another episode to my Grieving with Me series, okay? There are lessons, there are blessings to every lesson, okay? You just gotta, like I said in the previous episode, pinpoint what have you learned. Surely you are not going to allow yourself to go through so much pain, such a horrible ordeal, and not gain any badge of honor from that. You got to take your stripe, man, and use what you're used to helping you. So like me, I'm experienced that tower moments, 10-10s, losing what I really loved, who I really loved and really wanted, what I really wanted. I'm experienced in grief. Okay? I am. Now, you don't have to physically have lost somebody in the sense of them transitioning to death, like Nine of Swords, Three of Swords, like actual death. Their physical body, them being in this lifetime, is no more in the 3D, okay? That kind of death. But just the end of a marriage or relationship can be devastating. You don't have to have lost your mom to be grieving somebody. You can be grieving your ex-lover, your ex-spouse, your ex-friend. That's grief, man. That is loss. Because sometimes those people who we lose will never come back. And though it was a terrible ordeal sometimes, like specifically like with me, well, that's a placement that I have, but I tend to gain a lot of enlightenment from grief. That sounds fucked up, I know, but a lot of the wise sayings that I got, and a lot of the you know, the knowledge that I've attained by grieving or through grief. Yeah. Pain, sorrow, hurt makes me stronger, makes me more useful, does make me a bit harder, to be honest. Like, I think, yeah, somewhat cold and detached, but I mean, I feel like even, you know, like for the past few months, especially since Pluto was retrograded in Capricorn, that was like May through to when was that, October 7 or something like that, or October 6, when Pluto went direct in Capricorn. I was like at my worst. I was just really angry after a breakup, which I feel was really devastating, and that was something I never wanted to say, because I never trusted the person to begin with, and I went against my own intuition. But I feel like even though the ground was so shaky, I, you know, forced myself into this illusion to believe that it was stable. And then there was that tower moment. Tower moments, they don't give you strong, firm ups, you know, they just pop up. Okay, we know things were a bit shaky, but all of a sudden, you gotta leave. All of a sudden, you're being attacked. All of a sudden, you know, there's this great, huge embarrassment at your feet. And that's not something you prepare for. That's not something that anybody prepares for. Okay? And I cried 3 days, almost straight. And I feel like we try to be so strong and hard and cold and detached, like we are not feeling anything. And it does lengthen the grieving process. It does. The sooner you are to break those walls of defense down, okay, and accept that I am grieving. I am disappointed that this did not work out as I anticipated. I am disappointed that this person didn't want what I wanted. I'm disappointed that I wasn't enough for that person, even if that's not true. But just say how you feel. Just confess and admit that to yourself. I'm disappointed. It's therapy. And now people got to learn to counsel themselves, because not everybody can afford to see a therapist, okay, or a counselor or a psychologist. Okay, you're not going to let yourself, you know, go to that state of mental derangement. You're not going to allow yourself to get to that phase or that state. You are going to counsel yourself. Okay, I am really disappointed in myself that I acted like that when that person did that to me, and I said all of that. I'm really angry at myself that I allowed my suspicions, or I allowed my fears, that could be PTSD, you know, to get the best of me. Or if it is schizophrenia, I allow that to get the best of me. Whatever it is, you just confess that to yourself. And when you do, you cry. And I guarantee you, man, you're going to feel so much better. It's going to be a sudden change. It's going to be life-changing. I promise you that. Just cry. You have people, they've been grieving like for years, and to this day, they're yet to cry. They're yet to say all it is that they really feel that they've been bottling up inside. They find it hard to say all them stuff, even to themselves. You're not gonna necessarily say that to somebody else, unless it's somebody you think should know, needs to know. A lot of people, they have so much bottled inside of them, and a lot of times when we wait until the cup overflows, it gets to that point where in which it's like pure insults. And that's because we didn't take the time out to psychoanalyze or to introspect ourselves, to really say whatever it is that has been hurting us, okay, in the best health possible, in the best way possible, using the best wordings possible. Okay, so take the time out, psychoanalyze yourself, which is pretty much you just introspecting yourself. It's not a big of a deal, and just be honest with yourself. Like, if you can't be honest with yourself, I don't know who the fuck you're gonna be honest with. I'm just saying, like, it's you, man. It's you. Like, you should be the most comfortable with yourself. A lot of people, they're so comfortable telling other people their business. Tell yourself your business and go through that and deal with that from a very unbiased, unprejudiced perspective, because you want the best for yourself, and only the truth can give you that. Psychoanalyze, introspect as many times as possible, as much as possible. Not the point of mental derangement. The point is for you to heal. It's not for you to beat up yourself or to beat up someone else. So the connection ended. Even if you were wrong, that doesn't mean your life is ended. Learn what that experience brought to your doorstep. Learn how to be a better human being. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Learn. Okay, so I did that. That was a bad move. Okay, I learned that lesson, that in dealing with a particular situation of a similar frequency, don't take that route, okay? Yeah, and you teach yourself. That's discipline. Saturn frequency, Capricorn. Discipline. And if a prime lesson for Sun in Pisces and Sun in Cancer, Scorpio rising and Pisces rising, is to know when to walk away. To know when a cycle is complete and to move on. But it is also learning to be mindful of what it is you believe in. Sometimes your thoughts, they are the problems. That's another lesson. So I have a lot that I am dealing with, and I just remember, being at this place many times, and I made bad moves in some of them connections, and I feel like what hurts me more is me discovering that I'm to blame. You feel me? I feel like at the end of the day, when you know you've done your best and you could do nothing more, I feel like you should feel proud of yourself at the end of the day. But don't deceive yourself for a fake prize, because you'll know within your own eyes and your own mind that that ain't right. And self-conviction or self-verdict is like one of the worst persecution ever. That's coming from a place much closer to you. It's coming from within. That's why it's so important to be honest with oneself. I felt, jealous of people before, and I always catch myself. I'm saying, bitch, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And I counsel myself, like, you don't want nobody being jealous of you and trying to stop your food or trying to hinder you because you think that blah blah blah. So they're with the person who you love, so they're with the person who you wanted to be with. Okay, there are many other people in the world, just you want to understand that nobody's more special than anybody to a degree. Okay, but overall anybody can be that somebody. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I've been in connections before in which I was like, damn, when it ended, because like I tend to build my world around my relationships, and I'm like, damn, it's like a real tower moment. Like, how were things when I was single? I don't remember. What do I do? What do I do? And then it's like, I'm like, damn, I don't think I can live without this person. Like, I was with this guy from Mandeville, and when we broke up, it was like, oh motherfucker, I felt like I was gonna die. But I've had breakups before, and I had the same sinking heavy feeling. I'm like, you'll get over this. And eventually I did. And the honest truth is, I did get over that person before I got involved with the other person, which was what I really loved, because I wanted to get involved in a new connection, before I had actually met that person. But it's like Spirit was like, no, you need to heal first. No. And so I was like doing some little odd jobs and just like studying and focusing on the lessons that I was being taught by Spirit. Because like, a lot of what comes to me is through my experiences dealing with other people and dealing with my own self. Okay? So everybody, including myself, is pretty much a case study, a case file that keeps expanding in some way. But then that person came across my path, and it felt refreshing because I was ready for a new connection at that time. But it's just a whole bunch of confusion that I'm not going to get into. But, I got comfortable with that new person. And then there was that sudden similar tower moment. And I was like, damn, again? Damn. But I find the more my heart gets broken, is the more gifted I become, because it's the more sensitive I become. Though seemingly to the public I seem cold and detached, it's like there's this mushiness inside. My heart chakra gets more sensitive, and it's like, to be honest, I'm like sharing this with you guys. It's like I'm at that point where in which my heart is like super sensitive right now. And it's like so delicate right now. That's how it feels. It's so delicate right now that I have to literally force myself to not think about anything that is stressful. Like ever since, I've always hated fights. I've always hated stressful situations and connections and just difficult people. I tend to avoid those, which is why I tend to be by myself, because I'm really sensitive to what people say. I'm really sensitive to what goes on around me, to what people do. Okay? And that's because I'm an empath, obviously. But like, I have to literally force myself to accept certain things, because just like thinking about certain things just makes it really hard to breathe. And it's just not that specific person. It's just a repetitive thing that has been happening. And it has to happen because of my Saturn placement and my 10th house frequency. Because to be Pisces rising, to be a guru in any sense, you have to go through a lot. And it's a lot of hardship breeds enlightenment. So pain, I actually now it's getting really hard to breathe, but like usually after a crying session, like you just feel so much better. And so I try not to, I know that, just know that it's a process. Eventually you're not gonna feel like that. Remember when you had your first broken heart, when you first, had that bad experience, you moved on. You can do it again, okay? But I'm just, let me just say this. I remember, I actually remember, before I say that, what I was about to say that my experiences are to inspire people. And that was like weeks before, it's like weeks before, me ever like deciding to do even the Grieving with Me series or say any of this. And I'm like, okay, I thought that was like certain things that I shared and spoke about like months ago. But now I realize this is it. This is the moment. But I remember an intuitive saying that she was actually paraphrasing or reciting something she came across. And she was saying, to be pained is to be smart. And vice versa. And now I understand. I actually got that because I analyze and introspect, and I realize the more I go through certain hardship, is more knowledgeable and enlightened I become, because I always, at the end of something, I always analyze, why did this come to an end? What really happened? What are certain, can I differentiate certain frequencies? And really pinpoint them and introspect that and analyze them and learn them, which is how I've been learning these aspects through my own experiences and observing other people experiencing. So when I grieve, I think a lot. I'm like done crying. I need to like for me, I need to not cry anymore. I need to go and take a nap. So also, you want to take a nap? Also too, sometimes cry. Sometimes go to sleep. This is like, talking about this is triggering chronic anxiety. So I'm going to take a break from the readings and then I'm going to come back. Okay. I can't talk about this anymore. Okay. I need to rest my heart. Okay. So the pain can be enlightenment. Just let it enlighten you, okay? Just breathe. Breathe deeply. It's gonna be okay. It's okay. It really is, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Namaste.